Welcome back to the Cosmic Awakening podcast. I am Makāula Nakae, a lifelong experiencer and ET contactee since 1990. I have a wealth of insights and stories to share from decades of lived experiences spanning spiritual, interdimensional, and extraterrestrial contacts. Cosmic Awakening Part 3, 2014's The First Contact, Beyond C5. Chapter 1, Whispers of the Ascended Masters. Episode 3, To Mount Shasta. Following the King Tut and Golden Pharaoh exhibition, my journey led me to Mount Shasta. The plan entailed rendezvousing with two friends at San Francisco Airport, then embarking on a northward journey in a rental car towards Mount Shasta, where we intended to spend 2 nights in Shasta City. The return trip was slated to traverse Oregon before reaching Seattle via Olympia, Washington. Upon meeting at the airport, we navigated to the building housing the rental car companies, which was quite distant from the main terminal. We hopped on the monorail to reach the rental car building, a journey spanning approximately 6 to 7 minutes. San Francisco Airport buzzed with activity, with travelers bustling through check-in procedures before descending to the lower levels of the same building. The next challenge arose from our need for more geographical familiarity. I suggested renting or bringing a GPS device with destinations we wish to visit. Lacking such guidance, we inadvertently took the wrong route onto the expressway. Despite using my iPad as a makeshift GPS, we encountered numerous detours and wrong turns. While some deviations were manageable, others significantly ate into our precious time. The journey from San Francisco to Mount Shasta spanned roughly 5 hours. Along the route, we traversed areas where potent energy waves were palpable. As we journeyed northward, the landscape transitioned from agricultural expanses to forested terrain, with intermittent sightings of lakes punctuating the scenery. Mount Shasta loomed in the distance as we neared our destination. After navigating through numerous twists and turns, we arrived in Dunsmuir, a quaint town at the mountain's base. The town exuded a rustic charm reminiscent of small American mountain towns. Following a pit stop at a gas station convenience store for refueling and supplies, we reached Shasta City just after 6 p.m. Opting to dine before checking into our B&B, we headed to a Chinese restaurant recommended for its delectable cuisine. It's approximately a 10-minute drive from Shasta City to McCloud, where our chosen B&B awaited. We traversed areas pulsating with dense and distinctive energy waves during this journey. As we drove, I sensed a gradual softening of the hardened heart centers of my 2 companions. Arriving at Mount Shasta, I was immediately drawn to its reputed power spot, and from an energetic perspective, it exceeded my expectations. The profound vibrations I experienced during the drive gradually dissipated just before reaching McCloud. Upon arrival in the rural town of McCloud, which proved even smaller than Shasta City, we were greeted by the twilight glow thanks to daylight saving time. Despite arriving around 9 p.m., traces of daylight lingered, providing relief that we had avoided navigating in complete darkness. We settled in and unwound after checking in and receiving our room keys. With dinner already enjoyed, our agenda for the evening was open. I joined my friends in their room, indulging in the wine they had brought. However, our relaxation was punctuated by a spiritual encounter. The B&B, a Victorian-era house steeped in history from the timber-cutting era, harbored unseen remnants of its past in the astral realm. Faint memories of laborers clad in frontier-era attire flitted through my mind, with one weary figure lingering at the end of the hallway. Though unsettling, I managed to navigate through these spectral fragments. Later, I retreated to a bench outside, leaving my friends to their revelry, and fulfilled my commitment to conduct remote healing sessions for my clients from the sacred grounds of Mount Shasta. Despite the chilly night air, the warmth of the healing vibrations enveloped me, mitigating the cold. However, after over an hour of deep meditation, I emerged feeling somewhat exhausted. And so, our first night on Mount Shasta drew to a close. I rose before sunrise and stepped outside to witness the dawn the following day. The morning air carried a crispness that, while not bone-chilling, prompted me to don a light jacket. Just a brief stroll from the B&B led me to a street, offering a picturesque vista, where the round moon lingered in the sky, casting a soft glow as the first rays of sunlight gently kissed the slopes of Mount Shasta. It was a stroke of luck that my visit coincided with a full moon, enhancing the enchantment of the moment. The early wake-up call proved to be a trifecta of benefits, and it was well worth the effort. For a closer encounter with Mount Shasta, a short walk towards the mountain unveiled a plaza boasting a breathtaking view. Serenity enveloped the scene, accentuated by the remnants of an abandoned railway line running alongside. This locale had also served as a filming location for the movie Stand By Me, adapted from Stephen King's novel. While the original story was set elsewhere, the picturesque charm of McCloud was deemed suitable for the film setting. Returning to the cozy living room, I gratefully wrapped my cold hands around a steaming cup of coffee, relishing its warmth. With the morning unfolding, we visited the Mount Shasta lavender farm. Despite perusing guidebooks for inspiration, we all felt drawn to various destinations. Lacking a solid intuitive resonance, we opted to go with the flow, embracing a leisurely pace devoid of haste or greed. Embarking on a clockwise drive northwest from Shasta City, I again sensed the potent vibrations that had gripped me the previous night near McCloud. It was evident that this region was imbued with formidable energy. As we journeyed, a triangular-shaped mountain gradually emerged on the horizon, shifting from dense forests to expansive plains extending into the highlands. Upon reaching the vicinity of Lake Shastina, where the lavender farm awaited, the vibrations underwent a sudden transformation, ushering us into another dimension with remarkable clarity. The ambience surrounding the lavender farm exuded an ethereal quality, light and invigorating, with a refreshing vibration that enveloped the senses. Upon reaching the farm's parking area, I discerned a shift into a different wavelength than the energy felt at the base of Mount Shasta. The vibrations resembled the dissolution of samskara, particularly in the upper body and heart region, albeit with a gentler force. Sensing these vibrations requires heightened attunement, as they may not manifest physically without significant tuning. I recommend minimizing movement, maintaining stillness, and engaging in quiet contemplation while facing Mount Shasta to attune oneself to this energy better. Additionally, dedicating 5 to 10 minutes to meditation and attentively observing any changes in bodily sensations proves beneficial. The weather had been sunny since morning, with tolerable humidity levels. Although the air felt crisp and warm, a chilly breeze tempered the heat. Wearing a jacket could induce overheating, while a simple t-shirt sufficed for comfort. I resolved to explore Lake Shastina on a future visit, situated in the plains at the foothills of this captivating locale. The expansive green plains surrounding the lake exuded intense yet delightful vibrations, making it an ideal retreat compared to McCloud or Shasta City. While the lavender farm in Maui's Kula district boasts beauty, the one here left an overwhelming impression. The vibrant hues and layout of the gift shop, reminiscent of Santa Fe, New Mexico, caught my eye. The array of products infused with lavender essential oil proved enticing. After purchasing a bar of lavender soap as a souvenir and experiencing its heavenly fragrance at Samamish's house, I regretted not buying more. The creamy lather and refreshing aroma of lavender during each wash provided a divine sensation. Resolving to stock up next time, I procured shampoo and massage oil as additional souvenirs. A nightly foot massage with lavender oil alleviated fatigue and activated the 7th chakra. Unfortunately, the lavender farm has since closed its doors. Following our visit to the lavender farm, we embarked on a clockwise journey around the rear side of Mount Shasta. While most photographs of Mount Shasta typically capture its frontal scenery, the allure of its lesser-known backside intrigued me, especially after hearing tales from a friend who witnessed nightly light displays while camping on the mountain. As we ventured around Mount Shasta, I was taken aback by the heightened energy waves encountered upon reaching its rear side. Contrary to my expectations based on previous accounts, the lesser-explored side proved even more potent and captivating. The road encircling Mount Shasta is primarily a single lane. Heading north from the lavender farm and onto the road behind Mount Shasta, we found ourselves amidst a dense forest landscape. Pausing at a scenic viewpoint, we marveled at the sprawling expanse of coniferous forest below, with only the peak of Mount Shasta visible in the distance. Continuing our journey, we encountered mountain roads snaking into the terrain, used by snowmobiles during the winter ski season. Opting for the uphill path, at a fork in the road, we eventually arrived at an isolated clearing offering a panoramic view of Mount Shasta from its rear side. Throughout this leg of the journey, we encountered minimal tourist traffic, and we encountered only a handful of trucks ferrying workers in the mountains. Alighting from the vehicle, I gazed upon the majestic sight of Mount Shasta, its aura emanating waves of energy intermittently. Fixating my attention on the summit, I observed a minuscule sphere of pure white light darting back and forth with remarkable speed. Unlike conventional UFO sightings characterized by disc-shaped objects, this enigmatic entity appeared as a tiny sphere barely noticeable to the untrained eye, yet measuring between 16 to 26 feet in diameter compared to nearby rocks. Satisfied with this surreal encounter, we prepared to depart, only to be startled by a sudden and inexplicable phenomenon. Amidst the towering trees, a mysterious apparition materialized, resembling a spherical cloud of white vapor, akin to steam billowing from a boiling kettle. The transparent interior of this spherical formation defied physical explanation, appearing and expanding instantaneously before dissipating into the surrounding space. In awe of this inexplicable occurrence, we stepped out of the vehicle to inspect the area, collectively bewildered by the surreal spectacle before us. The three of us pondered various possibilities, but none seemed plausible. It wasn't due to workers spraying water or a cloud of dust. The phenomenon materialized out of thin air. Ultimately, it defied explanation from any standpoint. Despite continued observation, there were no indications of subsequent occurrences. Frustrated, I resignedly retreated to my car, abandoning hopes of unraveling the mystery. However, as the car lurched forward, an inexplicable sensation gripped my right ear, accompanied by a surge in my seventh chakra and a pang of regret. Peering through clairvoyant sight, I discerned a figure resembling a wispy white mist within a ring-like formation. Prompted by this vision, I reluctantly exited the car and retraced my steps to the side of the phenomenon. Yet, there was nothing remarkable to be found. Even after scouring the surrounding area, it remained an enigmatic forest of unassuming trees. Despite a brief foray among the foliage, no further revelations emerged. Returning to the car, I detected a lingering essence of the peculiar occurrence. What struck me most about the forest clearing was the unnaturally soft ground beneath my feet. With each step, my shoes sank into the gray earth, starkly contrasting the gravel and soil elsewhere. Reflecting on this strange encounter, I realized that many of my odd experiences occurred when least expected. Experience is a capricious entity resistant to replication. Contemplating the mysterious water plume within the transparent sphere, I concluded that it resulted from water evaporating in the vicinity. This led me to consider the sphere's nature, resembling a Merkaba, a light vehicle associated with ascension and the activated light body. As the transparent sphere radiated heat, it evaporated surrounding water, creating an ethereal mist. As we journeyed back, the vibrations suddenly shifted just before reaching McCloud. The heart-centered energy sphere I had sensed earlier began to gyrate and dissipate. This intriguing phenomenon manifested at two distinct points, midway between Shasta City and McCloud and to the east of McCloud. Experiencing this firsthand at Mount Shasta makes the long drive worthwhile. Our visit coincided with the United States National Foundation Day, marked by a morning marathon race that had concluded by the Titan City. Nevertheless, the main street remained closed to traffic, bustling with activity as an open-air market sprung up in a vast parking lot against the backdrop of satisfying lunch and strolled the lively city streets. Seeking respite, we paused at a Christian cafe exuding serene vibes. Upon venturing back into the city, I encountered an unusual experience. As I returned to the car, I saw a distinctive-looking man of Asian descent. Likely around 30 years old, his nationality eluded identification. Sporting a strikingly Asian countenance that didn't fit typical regional profiles, he walked with grace despite the warm weather, clad in a stylish light brown collar stuffed jacket. Our eyes met briefly. His affectionate black eyes left an indelible impression. His presence felt uncanny, almost ethereal. I briefly entertained the notion that he might be an incarnation of an ascended master, but he vanished into the cloud I could not pursue further. As evening descended, distant sounds of fireworks and firecrackers reverberated in celebration of the National Day. On the balcony, I spoke with a Japanese man enamored with Native American culture, an English teacher in Japan who had journeyed by motorcycle from San Francisco. Engaging in dialogue with a Japanese-speaking Caucasian gentleman, our conversation drifted into literature. The latter, an avid reader devouring around 500 books annually, harbored an earnest desire for a mystical encounter, expressing willingness to pay a substantial sum for such an experience. Intrigued, I recounted the morning's forest encounter at Mount Shasta, to which he enthusiastically declared his intent to visit the following afternoon. To be continued. Watch the cinematic video trailer. Explore the archive. Cosmic Awakening, Part 1, 1991. Peru, Journey into the Unknown Sacred Valley of the Incas. Part 2, Ascension 2012, The Golden Alchemy. Part 3, The First Contact. The World of ET Contacts, Beyond C5. Join the journey. New episodes drop periodically. Each chapter delivers a tight, hyper-focused 10 to 30-minute hit of real-life experiences, perfect for your daily plunge into consciousness exploration. Subscribe to support your inner development. Thumbs up to help push our channel through the algorithm. Comment below. Share your thoughts on today's exploration.